Well, hey, everybody, it's Adam with Shaffer. I've got my good friend Jason with Intercard. Jason, please introduce yourself.
Well, hello everyone. My name is Jason Mitchell. I am the client success manager at Intercard. I also dabble a little bit on the product development team as well. I've been in the amusement industry for a little over, gosh, I'm going to date myself, 39 years now.
Oh,
Started out as an hourly employee at a family entertainment center. Worked my way up through different companies to corporate executive, and then joined the Intercard team. So I've kind of been on both sides of the fence as far as knowledge and stuff of the industry. So I'm excited about our conversation today.
awesome. Well, I appreciate it. I'm going to just start right into it. So, as an arcade operator, at what point do you decide to go to a card system and go away from the coins and the tokens? And what kind of increase can you see from that, from these arcades that are kind of dating themselves with the tokens and going to a card system? What are you seeing out there?
Well, I think everyone knows the basic advantages of a card system. I mean, if you don't already have a card system, you're already behind the eight ball.
Yep.
I don't know of any new locations that open up without a card system. If anybody's doing any remodels or adding games to their arcade, they're always going to institute a card system. I don't, the debate that they had several years ago, that's no longer a factor. Everyone knows, no card jams, no paper tickets to purchase or load or account for, or in many cases destroy. The labor costs with a card system are much, much lower than what you would do with a coin and paper ticket location. Most importantly, you really don't have access to the same kind of instant feedback and metrics that a card system provides. With a card system, you have to wait a week when you do your normal pull. Then you have to get the pen and paper and the calculator out and try to figure out exactly what your cost of goods sold is, what's your token value, what is your redemption percentage, what's the payout on your games, et cetera, et cetera. All that's available to you in a mere matter of seconds, snap of the finger exactly, when you're using a card system. As far as like when you should do it, like how many games should I have to have a card system?
Yep.
Things have changed over the years. They really have. I mean, these days there are many route operators and stuff that manage multiple sites. They only have 5 to 10 games at a location and whatnot, and they're leveraging the power of the card systems that are built today specifically for small site solutions. There's a lot of those out there. And they really help that operator manage things from afar. It prevents all the extra work for those smaller sites. So I've seen sites as small as 5 games using card
Wow.
systems
Okay.
to great success. So
Yeah.
the cost varies. I know probably 20 years ago, the way it was explained to everybody is, look, if you have X number of readers, just multiply it times $1,000, and that's how much it's going to cost you to get the card system. And quite
Right.
frankly, that's just not the way it is today.
Yep.
There's a lot of variables that you have to take into account for it. I mean, is it just going to be for your arcade? Or is it going to be for the rest of your building as well? Are you going to integrate it with other solutions in your building to kind of create a cashless or less cash environment for your guest? The readers themselves can be as low as $100, but you have to have automated kiosks. You have to have point of sale stations and stuff like that. So let's say I had a 10 game room. You could probably get a card system if you just have one kiosk and no POS stations. If it's kind of an unmanned location, you can get that for 10K or less.
Oh,
But
wow.
conversely, let's say I have 400 readers and I've got 10 automated kiosks and 4 POS stations, and I've integrated throughout my entire building. I'm a mega site or whatnot. In those cases, I can see those coming in around $150,000.
Okay.
So that's not anywhere near the $1,000 per reader metric that I keep
Right.
hearing out in the industry today. So best approach is really just come and talk to your vendors. They'll
Yeah.
let you know the best approach.
Yeah. And I like your point that you said where it's not just for the readers are not just for arcade games anymore. They're for everything. Kind of touch on that where you were saying point of sale, but also other attractions, right?
Right, absolutely. I mean, there's many facilities out there that use game card readers on all of their attractions. If they've got VR, it's on it. If they've got laser tag, it's at a turnstile before you even enter the laser tag arena. Mini golf, go karts. A lot of people use those readers to manage the throughput in many different attractions. So and the cards themselves, people will use them all over their building. There's integrations with most card systems that allow you to be able to utilize that card, that game card, as a payment option at bowling or for food and beverage or whatever else you have throughout the building. There's just integrations available, and you can take advantage of it.
Awesome. And I always love to tell people about float on a game card. You don't get that with tokens, right? The float is actually on the game card, is it's the money left over, right?
Right, absolutely. A lot of people call it deferred revenue. There's many ways to account for that. And the card system obviously will help you manage that properly. I mean, one of the main reasons people get a card system in the earlier days, I don't think it's as prominent today, is the fact that there was a massive cash float or deferred revenue that was available. That guest would come in, buy a $50 card, they use 40, they take the rest of it home and lose it in a drawer somewhere. That's a lot of people look at that as free money, but you have to look at the other side of it too. Did the guest get $50 worth of value, or did they only get $40 worth of value? You've got to be careful when you look at that as a benefit, because it could also be a detriment if you don't do it properly.
Yeah, I agree with you, and that's a good line. Well, I really appreciate your time today. I absolutely love always speaking with you. So thank you so much, and we'll talk to you soon.
Great, wonderful. Have a great day.